as you can tell, I'm not in Auckland anymore. I don't think I am. Okay, I'm actually in Taipei in Taiwan. Now I've actually flown over for a few days work down in Chiang. I'm going on the factory tour and going to see all nice new shiny bicycle parts and go around the factories, and yeah, not looking forward to that really, because I came out early this morning and it's 8:30 and it's 32-degree heat and I am melting. I'm an Englishman. I don't handle heat very well. I am absolutely melting here. So if you see beads of sweat pouring down my face, I do apologize. It is incredibly hot, and I'm drinking. I think I've drunk about 4 of these already. I've been out like an hour and a half. It's right. Okay, they have vending machines everywhere here. That's a good thing. Believe me, that's very handy because there's no shops here. Okay, so what's this video about? Well, actually, I'm doing a quick video before I head off onto the train station, because I'm actually going to get a high-speed rail down to Taipei at 12 o'clock. No, I'm leaving from Taipei and I'm going to Taichung at 12 o'clock, and I get there about 1 o'clock. So why am I doing this video? Actually, it's about the Leica Q. I only found out the other day the actual Leica Q is 3 years old come June. That's a long time for no model upgrades, no changes. And a lot of people ask me about the Q. Is it worth the money? Yeah, it's 100% worth the money. There's still nothing on the market that can match the Leica Q. When it came out, it blew everybody away. Leica did an amazing job with this camera, and still even today, there's nothing that matches this camera. It's all about this, the lens, sorry. I do apologize, I'm sweating here. Oh, right, okay. It's all about the lens. The things I do for you guys, eh? I'm gonna melt away here. I'm gonna lose like 3 or 4 stone just standing here. Right, go back to the lens. It's all about the lens. So, this lens, if I was to buy the equivalent lens for one of my M cameras, like my M6 or my M10, it's actually $3,000 more expensive than the Q. around about 2,000 US dollars that is. That's $3,000 more expensive than the whole camera. And I'm also getting a 28mm Summilux, autofocused, and macro mode. It has macro mode on it, which the macro mode is incredibly good. If you've ever owned an M and you try and do macro with a non-macro lens, good luck with that. It ain't gonna happen. Downside to macro mode, if you leave it on macro mode and you forget about it and you start trying to take photos and the camera's trying to hunt around, yeah, we've all done it. We've all been Muppets, we've all done it, and yeah, that's the downside to it, because there's no indicator that comes out that tells you in macro mode. So, the lens, it's all about the lens. The camera is a bonus, really. This lens is incredibly good. It's at 1.7, it's unbelievable. It's that dreamy, creamy, like a background, pinch sharp subject, and a 3D pop, all in this camera. Got an incredible good EVF, probably still one of the best EVFs on the market. The only one I've found better than this is the Leica SL, but that's a much bigger camera. And I've used the Leica SL, not that keen on it because it's just a big camera. I get these because they're portable. The EVF also can be made into a rangefinder style. You actually get 2 crop modes with this little button in the back here. You can go from the 28, which is native, which is what the lens is. You can crop it to 35 and you can crop it to 50. You actually get frame lines come up in the EVF. So it actually doesn't punch in the EVF, it actually gives you a frame line. So you actually get the rangefinder look that you get from the classic M's cameras, which is a really nice feature. Quality, build quality, all metal construction. Built like a tank, basically. Unbelievable good quality. What else do I like about the camera? I like it because it's an M, basically. Even though it's called a Q, it looks like an M. It feels like an M, it shoots like an M. I shoot most of my street photography the same way I shoot sports photography, which I shoot in manual mode. Sorry, do apologize. I am dripping here like a waterfall. Right, I shoot in manual mode. So I have manual shutter and I have manual aperture, but I leave the ISO in auto. So that takes care of everything for me. And that's where I like to shoot my street photography. So basically I can control my depth of field and I can control my motion, and the ISO will take care of that. You do have to be a little bit careful and be aware of light and everything else, because if you try and shoot this at 1.7, like say 50 per second in bright daylight, it ain't gonna happen. The ISO can't cope with that. But yes, that's how I actually shoot these cameras, and that's why I like them. My M10's set up the same way as my Q, and they feel the same to me. What else? The focus is incredibly good, way better than the RX1. The RX1's a nice camera, 35mm, it's not for me. It's too small as well. And the autofocus is, yeah, it's an S word. I don't like it. It takes too long, it hunts around, and it doesn't lock on very well. It tends to step out quite a bit. This doesn't. This is incredibly good. It locks on straight away, and it's there, it's bang, it's done. What other features do I like? The screen is really good, beautiful screen, a little bit shiny, especially in light like this. A flip out screen would be nice. Now, some things I don't like about the camera. Only one SD card. SD cards can fail, and it's good to have a backup. It doesn't have a headphone or microphone jack, and sorry, something flew in my ear there. Right, now, I actually come from an engineering background. I actually am a carpenter by trade, a long time ago, and I also became a bike mechanic here many years ago. I actually loved that job, but that's actually why I'm in Taiwan. So you'll see that video later on. Now, if you've ever worked with anything with an aluminium thread, you will know exactly what I mean. The hood is a screw-on type hood. There it is there, beautiful metal aluminium. Now it screws on like that. Now if you've ever tried to over tighten an aluminium thread and you get to the point where you just tighten it and you feel it stretch and it's about to pop, that's what that feels like. Hopefully it will never do it, because if it does I will probably cry. Hang on, I'm just going to adjust my aperture because the sun's gone behind a big dirty cloud. Right, okay. That's what I don't like, the hood. It could be like the new hoods, it locks on and clicks and it stays there. I don't like that because it's just, I'm quite pedantic and I like my things to look straight and level, and it annoys me when the hood's not straight, and it does show up in the images. If it's at an angle, it does kind of like a vignette a little bit. The batteries that I use are the standard Q batteries, but I also use the Panasonic Lumix batteries. I'll put the model number down in the description. The good thing is this actually takes the Panasonic batteries, and you can find them everywhere. I actually picked up a couple here in Taipei yesterday. They're very easily available. The Q ones are not as much, sadly. They're quite hard to find. I think there's only one Leica shop here, which is in the Taipei 101, which I'm not going to get time to visit. That's a great camera for street photography. I like as you know, my clicky aperture rings, and I like being able to control my shutter speed as well, and that's what this is about. This is what this camera is. I'm not one of these people that goes into Leicas make me feel like, I don't know. I like shooting with Leicas. I just like the cameras. I like the quality of them. I like the images they produce, but it's all about the lenses to me. And if you noticed, all of my Leicas are actually black. I don't like silver Leicas. I think they kind of like look at me. They stand out too much, and that's not what I'm about. I want to go out and take my photos and capture a moment. I don't want to affect that moment with a nice shiny camera. Yeah, and it also kind of screams out still me, like a nice shiny camera. Admittedly, these red dots don't help on there, but hey, that's what it comes down to. I own a Leica, I guess. Now, what you're going to see now is I'm going to walk around this beautiful memorial hall, and I'm going to take some photos with the Q, and then you're going to see a slideshow. Sorry, I am literally melting here. I don't think I've ever been this hot. I'm actually wearing shorts. You don't want to see that. Really, you don't want to see that. These legs haven't seen sun for quite a few years. Right, so I'm going to head off, take some photos, and the next part you're going to see is a slideshow of the photos. I hope you enjoyed the slideshow. I am sweating here so bad. Oh mate, this is disgusting. Anyway, right, and I need a coffee. I have another coffee. I've had like 2 coffees yesterday, and that was it. Don't drink the coffee on the airplane. I don't care what airplane you're on, the coffee's never good. Right, so thank you for watching my rambling about the insanely good Leica Q. This camera is amazing. As you can tell, I love my Leicas. I like all my Leicas, but the Q especially, it has a special place in my heart, this camera, because of the images it produces and how nice it is to use. It's just a beautiful camera. So don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about the Q and if you've tested it. And go into a Leica store, ask them to test the Leica Q and try and take photos of people in natural light. Get them near the window, get some nice natural light on them. Don't take the camera out the shop though, because I'll have Leica on my back. Don't do that, okay? Just inside the shop. Put your own memory card in there and take it home with you, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. There is nothing on the market even now that matches this camera, I believe. There's still nothing out there. And for its size, it's so portable, it's so nice. And it's always a talking point. I have to say, people see we go out for dinner or something, especially when I meet my friends here. It's a talking point. I've been coming to this country, a long time now. This is actually Taiwan trip 43. Yes, my 43rd time in Taiwan, and I still don't know any Mandarin. I am a lazy Englishman, and but yeah, we won't go down that road. Actually, no, I know thank you. I know shishie. That's about it. I really should start some classes in Mandarin. But again, thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and I'll see you again soon. Nothing else, and then we'll go from there. And I'm actually being waved at, so I better stop the video. I'll be sorry. Oh, sorry, I did ask, and they said it was okay for 2 minutes. Is that okay? Thank you. Sorry. Being told off there. I'll have to leave because I'm actually standing on the glass. But I did ask. Sorry, grass, not glass. Yeah, it's grass, not glass. Yeah, right. I did ask, and they did say it was okay. But I am now going to move off. Right. So, again, thank you so much for watching this video. He's gone. Quick. Okay, carry on. He's over there. And they carry guns in this country. Not tasers, guns, real guns. Right. So yes. So I'm going to shoot off.